It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And we have Amon-Ra St. Brown on center stage. He comes...
Two teams that have met at least twice a year since 1932. The Lions and Packers underway from Lambeau. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. So here are the Lions now out for their opening drive. The former MVP in his 12th season leading them out. He's got more rushing touchdowns than any quarterback in NFL history. Cam Newton.
And normally in this spot we talk about passing numbers from last week, but this time it's all about the rushing. 3 times he found the end zone in his last ball game. He is a do-everything quarterback, and you have to expect we'll see him call his own number here as well.
First play from scrimmage, Newton going to throw it. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. First carry for DeAndre Swift. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 14 yards that time for number 14. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
A good pickup there, 21 yards. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Out of the gun, Newton. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. On 2nd down, Swift. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Newton. And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 15-yard line. From the red zone now, Newton. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. There's Newton. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. DJ Chark hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Lions have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Here we go with the Packer offense, guided by their decorated QB with a long list of Pro Bowls and other accolades next to his name, of course. Aaron Rodgers leading the way. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Now, these two teams faced off earlier in the year, right around mid-season, back in Week 9. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Rodgers' throw complete here on target to Tunyon. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Again, it's Jones. And he'll get about 3 out of that up to the 39-yard line. Now, this defense for the Lions, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football 4 times in the win.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And that'll hit at the 5, go into the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got in the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
On the handoff, this is Swift. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he is going to have the Lions first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches. Throwing is Newton. Over the middle to Smith. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming out.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. Now a give right side Swift. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run here with Swift. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane.
And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Cam Newton scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Lions have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Badgley on for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So that one a long 11-play drive. And Cam able to take it himself in for the score. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. Now Rodgers. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Options galore here. Second and a few inches. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, that's a big defensive stop there, and it takes away a lot of the momentum from the offense. Coming off that big completion to prior snap. Give big credit to the defense for bouncing back.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Lions are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
He'll take this to the 46.
I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Right back to Swift again on second down. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. This offense on third down today, a perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Newton to throw. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he is going to have a Lions first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. A shotgun snap for Newton. Got St. Brown running the quick slant here. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On the slant, this is Chark. And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Newton takes it himself, and he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
Cam Newton with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Lions take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point by Badgley up and good. And it's now 21-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So it's all down to this, Week 18 on the NFL schedule. And that means that once we sort things out, we'll all be set for our 2nd ever Super Wild Card weekend, which I think everyone agrees was a runaway success last year. We got 2 games coming up on Saturday, 3 more on Sunday, and then we'll put a bow on it Monday night. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll go again to Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards, first down, Packers. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson, 39 yards. And the Packers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Bullet good on the extra point, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Now he's looking just to add to his totals. Preston Smith there on the stop. From the 27, Newton. He'll drop this one off to Swift. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 1st down, Newton. Across the middle, he's got it complete to St. Brown. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Irv Smith Jr. from 17 yards out. And the Lions will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense heading back for one final first half drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Now here's Trenton Gill now. Here's Jackson to return. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Only 30 minutes left in the regular season, and everybody's excited for the playoffs, so we're just going to forget the halftime show and get back to the football. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. And the division title, that's out of reach. We know that. This is as good a spot, Charles, as they're going to get. That first wild card and the number 5 overall seed.
Parton is not out of the question, especially with the 7 seeds that they have now in the playoffs. If you do win and the other wild card teams win in the first round, you could find yourself with a home game in the divisional round. Now, we know that's not likely, but it's not out of the question. Bottom line, you have to win to put yourself in that position.
And they're going to get this up to midfield. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. He finds his man, complete. That's Grant. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Rodgers again now. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. An inside give to Jones. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have to contend with a 3rd and 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Lions are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Now it's Newton. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Back to throw, Newton. It's caught on the right side, Williams. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this 2nd half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Throwing left side, and Watson has it. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. To throw is Rodgers. Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Rodgers going to throw. Quick slant to Watson. And they'll work this down inside the 30. On play action, Rodgers. Letting one go deep for the end zone. He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Packers are able to cut into that deficit. Rodgers will throw for it. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
They'll start on the ground with Swift. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Now a play fake, and it's Newton. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. When those extra defenders on the field, dime pack, lots of speed, no space to fit into football.
That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. He's in the midst of a brilliant campaign through his 40th touchdown pass of the year on that last drive as they start again here, 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Drops it to Jones in the flat. Gets around him, and he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. Up the middle, Jones. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And this is scooped up by the Lions. They get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. Following the fumble recovery, Newton. He's airing it out for Williams. And he's got it inside the 10. A big play there for Detroit. 48 yards. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one. They'll run with Swift, and he is going to lose yardage here. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch it. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. One more time with Swift. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Throwing is Newton. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
Badgley able to punch this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's Watson. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
On 2nd and inches. Rodgers. He finds his man. Complete. That's Grant. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 17-yard line. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. And complete to Lewis over the middle. And the Packers are going to have 1st and they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome. And he'll take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there. His first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Packers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point and good by Bullock. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Now Bullock will send this way after the touchdown. This one taken just inside the 10. And able to get this out to the 25. And Detroit getting set to go now. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. They find some open field here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 77 yards rushing for him in this one as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Swift going to try up the middle. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 1st down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards. From the gun, here's Swift. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They run out of the gun with Swift. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves them with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, Newton. Man open, it's St. Brown, he's got it. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. Across the middle, he's got it complete to St. Brown. And the Lions are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Here's Swift. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Here's a handoff to Swift. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for Detroit, they finish off the regular season at 12 up and 5 down. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, the loss means they'll finish up the regular season at 10-7. And it's going to be finger crossing